What's going on, everybody? I'm here to do a spoiler-free review, a non-spoiler review of Avengers Infinity War. I just got out of the film, about 2.5 hours long, and all I have to tell you is that this movie was well worth the 10-year wait, or I guess you can say the 10-year culmination of films in order to come to this resolution, I guess you can say, or the first half of a resolution. Man, this movie was just an emotional roller coaster, especially at the very end. But like I said, this isn't a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, for those of you who do choose so to see the film. But basically, even though the title of the movie was called Avengers Infinity War, the movie was about Thanos. And this is the first time we see Thanos, the Mad Titan, finally get his purple ass up off that throne and finally do something. I mean, we first got introduced to him, well, the first time I saw him was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, and we saw he had little clips here and there. And then you saw him in a lot of post-credit scenes and things of that nature. But now we finally get to see him in full fruition, in full form. And man, this man, or this thing, this being is a true badass. Now I can see why he is like one of the most wicked villains ever created in comic book history, you know, whether it's Marvel or DC. But basically the film is a heist movie, basically how they described it, I believe, a year or so ago. The movie is basically about Thanos and his crew called the Black Order, who are going around trying to acquire the Infinity Stones. And they're located and they're scattered all over the earth, and their goal is to get all 6 stones and put them inside of this gauntlet. And once he has and acquires all 6 of the stones, he pretty much has ultimate power. And basically the Avengers kind of get thrusted into situations with each other where they have to do what they can to prevent Thanos from getting all 6 stones. And that's pretty much the premise of the movie. It's a lot of action. There's a lot of little backstory. The character Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana, plays a huge role in this, because if you are familiar with her character in Guardians of the Galaxy, she is the quote-unquote daughter of Thanos, and it goes into a little backstory about her and how she came to be with Thanos, or how Thanos came to meet with her. And it's a very emotional movie. Especially, like I said at the end, man, almost had a grown man crying. I'm telling you, that ending had everybody in their seats pretty much like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I heard of couple people sniffing in there, people wiping their eyes and everything. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to spoil it for you, but I can't do that for you. You have to go see the film for yourself. I might do what I'm thinking about doing is doing a spoiler, I guess you could say, review or interaction type of thing. Excuse me. On my live channel, probably sometime next week. I want to wait until after the weekend has passed and a couple of days into the next week before people can actually, so people can actually go see it. And then I might open it up as a panel so we can have an open discussion, and just kind of have a full blown out Infinity War discussion. But this movie was very, very, very good. I had high expectations for it, as many people did. This is a 10-year overhaul, because you had movies that dated back to 2008, and here we are, 2018, 18 films. This is the film number 19, and this is only the first half. I will say this is only the first half. This is not so much a spoiler. People already pretty much knew this. This is the first part of something that's going to happen next year. Originally, the movie was going to be called Avengers Infinity War Part 1, and then Part 2 would come out next year. But they just have it Avengers Infinity War, and then the next part is going to be called Avengers 4, but I'm sure it's a working title, and it's going to come into something else. They've already finished Avengers 4, so that's pretty much done. They're probably in the editing process of that right now, and that's going to come out around the same time next year, and it's pretty much going to wrap everything up, and I believe this is going to be the round out of Phase 3. And then they'll transition into Phase 4 with the Captain Marvel film next year. But all in all, I would give this movie a good 9.5 out of 10. It was a very good film, in my honest opinion. If you do so choose to go and see it, I highly recommend that you do. It's gonna have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Not that many lows, but it's gonna be good. I will say the best part of the movie is definitely in the third act, when they have the battle in Wakanda. That is probably one of the best parts of the entire film. Anybody who has seen the film so far will probably agree with me. That's probably one of the best parts, and you can see why it was advertised so much in the commercials. Let me tell you something right now. The previews, the trailers, the commercials don't do this film justice. They didn't spoil anything for anybody. It's a 2.5 hour movie. What you got in 30 seconds to a minute, maybe 2 minutes in a trailer or a commercial or a TV spot, you got way more of that and then some in this film. So I'm going to end the review off right here. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I will probably do a spoiler type review in a form of a live stream sometime next week, maybe Wednesday. That way I hope a few days have passed. Some people will have seen it. And if you do so choose to want to join with me when I do that live stream, you can. And we'll go from there. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one.